Alright, my friends, so I am outside of, I'm in the church parking lot right now, and I wanted to show you something really funny that's really had me thinking, okay? So, look. Oh wait, not that part. That's not funny. Hold on. It's the next one. The next little blurb. I didn't know it was gonna change. There it is. There it is. Adulting. It's actually been really interesting because there's a lot of ways I'm not an adult, and I don't know. I thought it's been a good series. Yeah, they've taken 6 weeks to, hi Morgan, taking 6 weeks to show us how to be adults, which is funny, sad, but funny. And so I wanted to kind of relate that because I think it's so brilliant. I kind of want to relate it to our businesses and how we become adults as business owners. And the journey that is, from our beginning hissy fits when things don't go our way, to, jealousy, to comparison, to finally being confident enough, it will come, finally being confident enough to grow into your business, how you have made it, and making sort of your own adult decisions as to where to take your business and how to work it within your framework. Finding out what works best for you. Do you like to play on the playground? Do you like to play in the mud? Do you like to? That's kind of what I'm talking about. Do you prefer to? Do you do your business better in the coffee shop, or do you do it better at home? Do you do it at lunchtime in between your job, if you have a full-time job? Do you do it best by connecting via message or by texting people? Like, there's a lot of self-discovery in this business, and it can be jarring at first because you're kind of face-to-face with things that you didn't realize about yourself, or if you already have a lot of self-awareness, you're like, okay, how do I use this part of me and how I function to really get this business off the ground? My dad and I were talking on Friday, and I talked about how, and he agreed with me too. My dad used to work in the financial world, and then he launched out on his own as a stockbroker with his buddy. And then he joined the Foreign Service, like when he was 40, which was like last year for me. Like, I had a major midlife crisis. I think I'm still in it. When I realized that my dad changed careers at age 40, and I'm that. So anyway, we talked about how best we work, and he was like, yeah, I never could figure out how to challenge myself, as an entrepreneur. And I said, Dad, like, if only they'd had like a direct sales stock brokerage, like you'd have a team of people you report to besides just your partner. So he and his partner set goals, but he felt like, if he had more oomph, then, more challenge from the outside, he would perform better. And so that kind of related to a book I've been reading, The Four Tendencies, which is fascinating. And I know we've never talked about it here on our team. It's not even a UBAM thing yet, but I'm telling you, once you figure out whether you're internally motivated, how you respond to internal motivation, if you ignore yourself or you respond to it, and how you respond to external motivation, whether you respond to it or ignore it, question it, whatever, how you respond to those things is really how you need to design your business. And so, say for example, there's an HOC award, and you're like, doesn't matter to me. Then you need to figure out a way. You're gonna have to work a little bit to figure out a way to challenge yourself. What works for me is going out to dinner with my family. That's a real reward. Okay, so then you need to set that and some metrics. How are you going to get there? How are you going, not just the money part, but what goals are you going to meet in order to reward yourself that way? Or say you rebel at internal motivations. You're like, well, I know that I should do this, but I don't really want to. And you also don't really care for external motivations. That's fine too. This book was really enlightening because it helped me to see, if there's somebody on our team who doesn't respond to either of those, just kind of how to direct them to where they might thrive in more structure. And you wouldn't think that, but anyway, it's fascinating. The Four Tendencies, and it has significant advice on just governing yourself and what environments work well. And so we kind of have to set our environment and our tone for ourselves, and that's kind of a challenge. So when I talk about adulting in a church, this has been the last couple series, the last 4 weeks, when we have 2 more to go. It's painful, really painful. I think about, wow, you know, I've come a long way in my business, but I'm still not quite there yet because there's some things I don't respond to, and I need to figure out how I can respond better to take my business to the next level. That being said, big struggle for me has been school and library. Y'all, I've been working this for 4.5 years, but we keep on stinking moving. So every time I find somebody who's willing to do a book fair, it's like, great, okay, and I hand it off to a teammate, which is totally fine. I love doing that anyway. It makes my heart full, but, you know, sometimes the teammates don't want that. They don't want school and library, so then it just kind of dies. I'm hoping to stay here a little bit longer so I can, like, actually do this thing. But I have a library meeting today at 10:30, and so in a book fair next week with a big public school. Like, finally this thing is going. And it's just, I think the difference was the accountability. So I respond very well to external accountability. And when they tightened up the shot group for school and library, all the things that are required to do, I responded. I'm like, okay, I have to contact them every quarter and put notes in there, you know. And so I order the school and library catalogs, one for each of my schools, and I'm like, they're sitting on my table, and if I do not send them, I'll be wasting paper, you see. So anyway, it's just little things like that. I just want to encourage you, if you're not finding the motivation, that you read this book, The 4 Tendencies, and once you've read it, let me know what you think. Or if you just read the summary, that's fine too. I'm not judging at all who has time anyway. But I'd love to hear whether you know this about yourself, or how are some ways that you have grown up from infancy through childhood, through, you know, adolescence with this business, to maybe there's something you're really adult at already. Please share. Help us grow. And anyway, I just look forward to hearing about all your successes this week. It is the last week of January, so if you are gunning for that trip, go for it. Ask for grants. Ask for orders. Ask for everything. Let people know how close you are, and that sometimes makes a difference. I know a friend of mine was like, I think 3,000 from earning it for 2 last year. She told her group, and they bought books. I don't know, it's crazy to me to think that, but you never know. So, or if there's another goal that you're close to for January, team leaderhood, HOC 1, HOC 2, Wendy office challenge, which is 3 recruits, then go for it. And I'm here to cheer you on. That's my role as someone who cares about you, and I want to see you succeed.